Hell from Refocus on Happiness. Steve Martin has a great phrase. He says, be so good at what you do that people cannot ignore you. I'm going to show you a world that I'm going to make it so obvious what I represent for you. I believe the only reason you would not want to move forward is if you're, quite frankly, just a glutton for punishment. At the end of the day, let's just be very clear with each other. You want to feel fantastic. When you feel great, you speak great. When you feel great, you make different decisions. And when you feel great, you don't say or do things you shouldn't be saying or doing. It does not matter what you know. It only matters what you can do. And if you cannot control your emotional states and how you feel, you effectively know zero. When you feel like crap, how are you going to stop yourself from saying things and doing things you shouldn't be saying or doing? That doesn't even make sense. So if you are sick and tired of all the concepts you know and the great ideas, but you can't control those emotions, you're tired of not being able to execute, if you're tired of not feeling great, well then I'll show you a world that you wish you got introduced to many years ago. Even the first week, you'll have an experience that is indisputable. And here's the good news for you. At the end of the day, what I teach people, it's not a concept, it's a conditioning. You might talk about your mindsets and all these different things you're trying to do, but if you can't control the way you feel, conditioning actually makes that mindset possible. You can't speak how you don't feel. You can't make decisions align with when you feel like crap. This is what addresses it at the core, the biological core. And what's cool is what you're gonna see in this video here is a lot of people that you go to for your healing, your classic doctors and therapists and counselors, they come to me, they do my program. But again, I'll make this very obvious for you. So if you decide after you watch this video that what I put in front of you is pretty freaking obvious, happy to have a conversation. And in that case, look forward to speaking to you soon.
I really owe this program my life, my sanity. You know, I was not doing well, and I needed some sort of established routine. I needed a mentor. I needed a life strategist, as you call yourself, right? And I'm the kind of guy that, like, I don't want help, and it's not from a pretentious standpoint, but like, I want to just be given the tools to be able to do it myself. And you gave me the tools to be able to do it myself. And I feel really, really proud and accomplished. And wasn't always perfect. There was definitely a lot of ways that we bumped on, but you know, I think for anybody that's in a dark place that doesn't quite know how to get out, but they just need one or two tools or a little bit of tweaks in order to really just better their lives, their relationship, their jobs, their happiness, their own fulfillment. I mean, God, I would recommend this course to so many people and to anyone watching this. It's just, I'm getting the chills at where I was and how I was able to climb out of there. So thank you, truly.
I can relate that to myself. I mean, I was in that same place as you. It's just like, dude, okay, what the fuck am I missing here? It gets to the point where you're like, you have no choice but to just be like, you know what, I got to roll the dice somewhere. Yeah. You know, like, yes, I might as well roll with this individual. But and the thing is, you know, if you don't do it, you know it's going to happen. So you kind of have to do it. It's like, you know, there's no other way. So that was, that's awesome, man. Think you so much.
Lance, I didn't believe you. No offense, right? But when we first talked on the phone, I think you remember, I was road tripping from like Vegas to San Diego. Mm-hmm. I was like, who the fuck is this guy telling me that I fucked up, doesn't even want to hear my story, and then is, you know, trying to tell me something. And like, not from a pretentious standpoint, but I was so like defensive against anyone telling me that they could like solve my problems by giving me these tools. And I had heard of these limbic brain scenarios and rewiring neural structures and this and that. And so I was very skeptical, but I was also at a point where I was really ready and willing to try anything. And like, if I was going to invest in myself, I think I told you at the time I was going to start a new job up in Portland. And you said something that was like, listen, you know, you have lost a lot. Like you've been through a big scenario. Like, now's the time to invest in yourself. And I think at that point I was like, oh shit, like he's right. If there's going to be any time in this period where I need to invest in myself, it's right now. And I've never taken this kind of chance. And I am so fucking thankful I did, because I am in so much better of a spot than I was 3-4 months ago. Right. When I first talked to you.
Absolutely.
So I can't thank you enough. I know a bulk of the work is just being consistent and trusting the process, which is definitely difficult at times, right? You're sore, you're tired, it's cold, it's too hot outside, you're hungover, whatever. But getting up and going out and getting after it and doing what you need to do is has been really profound. And I was completely wrong with all of my initial feelings towards this, but thank you.
With all the skepticism you had when you and I first spoke, what made you decide to roll the dice with me, so to speak? What was in you that said, you know what, I'm a little skeptical this guy can really deliver, but I'm still going to go with him? What about our conversation still made you move forward? Because to be honest with you, Cam, you're one of my bigger surprises for the last year. Like I didn't think I'd be working with you. I do remember when I spoke to you, I was like, this guy just doesn't get it. Like that's really what I thought. I was like, it's like he's not, he just hasn't, you know. I thought you were so into the details of your situations. Like he's not gonna, he needs more of what he's been dealing with. That's what I really thought. I was very surprised when you contacted me. I guess, I don't know, a few days later or whatever it was. But what made you decide to work with me even though you were skeptical?
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny, like where I was mentally and emotionally, and, you know, I had so much baggage that I was dealing with. You know, I uprooted my life from the East Coast to come out to the Midwest here in the Rockies. And then everything just fell apart in terms of where I thought it was going, that I was just, I was like a blindfolded person thrashing about in the water that didn't know how to swim, right? And you're the lifeguard that was coming out to rescue me and tell me, hey, it was going to be okay. And it was after you pulled back. And like I said, we were talking on the phone and I was driving out and you made me pull over. You're like, hey, listen, I understand your story. I know where you messed up. Just pull over and talk to me. And it was actually you kind of pulling back and listening for a couple minutes and being like, you know, I've worked with people like this. I understand what you're going through. And I'm telling you that there's a way out of this. And it was the pressure off of the hard sell. And you said, why don't you take a couple days, just think about it, and then get back to me and just text me, I'm in. And I actually continued driving and I thought about it for 30 minutes, 45 minutes till wherever I was going next. And I texted you as soon as I got off and I was like, I'm in. And I knew that was a huge risk. Obviously it's not a cheap program, but it's a tool that you're getting the rewards for the rest of your life. And I think the results speak for themselves through it. And I just think it was how empathetic you were without being too pushy and just saying, you know, I understand your story. I've worked with people like this. It's an investment. I get it. But you're just straightforward honesty. Like it was very, very genuine, authentic, empathetic, and not like, oh, you know, I'm so sorry for you. It was like, dude, you don't need to tell me all the details of your story. And I was like, what do you mean I don't need to tell you all the details of my story? But it just cut like a knife through hot butter for me. And I just instantly kind of relaxed and was like, I have to do this.